So, the average American now basically lives their lives on and for social media. It is where, for the most part, they have all of their social interactions and where they derive all of their external gratification and self-worth via little red dopamine pop-ups. Social media is, of course, incredibly addicting. You post about yourself, you get likes in your post, brain says, yes, thank you very much, good job, here's some happy reward chemicals. The same happy reward chemicals that you used to get from, actually doing stuff, like the good old days. Now, because social media triggers very primal chemical reward pathways in your brain, something very interesting can happen. See, when a drug addict gets so addicted to a drug that getting his drug fix becomes more chemically rewarding than eating, to him, getting said drug becomes more important than eating. What can happen is that a person can become so addicted to social media that posting about having done something becomes more chemically rewarding than doing the thing. Therefore, posting about their life becomes more important than actually living. This is where we see a significant change in someone's behavior, where they no longer do things to do things, but instead they do things to show things. For example, why would someone spend possibly hundreds of dollars to attend a concert just to watch the entire thing through their phones as they record? See, these people probably think that they actually went to the concert to watch and enjoy the concert, but if they're watching the entire thing through their phones while they record, chances are the real reason they went is so they could post about the concert on social media and get their beloved screen chemicals. What we are clearly seeing with this example is the obvious behavioral markers of a screen person. Someone whose social media life has become more chemically rewarding and therefore more important than their actual life. So they now live for their social media presence. Now, screen people are, of course, addicted to the screen chemicals. So they will spend all the time that they can afford trying to earn those screen chemicals. And with social media sites like Instagram and TikTok who are hyper-visual, what gets you the most screen points, and therefore screen chemicals, is being, for lack of a better word, visually appealing. As visually appealing as possible, which people tend to achieve on TikTok by posting videos of themselves lip-syncing or dancing in often very explicit ways, often wearing very minimal clothing. And when a girl's TikTok dance video gets 10 million views, it's not because her dance moves were just that good. Everyone knows this. Same thing with Instagram. What seems to get you the most screen points is being very attractive while also being as close to nude as possible. Now, of course, these screen people who conduct themselves in this manner get themselves plenty of screen points, but because what is getting them their screen points is their physical attractiveness, that's what they're being valued for. Despite being very attractive, these people develop severe mental illnesses and self-image issues. I took 3 weeks of college psychology class before I dropped out. I'd say I'm qualified to diagnose. And we can see this from, 1, these people's willingness to destroy their reputations and throw away their dignity by posting such cringe and degenerate content, and 2, their willingness to destroy their physical bodies out of insecurity and a desire for perfection, hoping it'll get them more of those screen points that they so dearly desire. Exhibit A, destroying their natural and healthy teeth. The new hip thing the kids are doing these days in the pursuit of reckless vanity is on the more mild end, filing their teeth down with a nail file, permanently damaging them just to make them look straighter, or on the extreme end, having their natural teeth completely shaved down to stubs so they can have perfectly looking shiny crowns put on that are so shiny and so perfect that honestly, it's just annoying. But these people who are often young kids are destroying their perfectly healthy teeth just so they can get replacements that look prettier, which is great. Except according to dentists, those caps only last about 10 to 15 years, so they'll need to have them replaced several times through their lifetime, or they might just end up with full dentures by the time they're 40. They'll probably need to have several root canals done, and because their natural teeth are gone, they're going to start slowly losing bone mass in their jaws. Jeez, that's so crazy. What would cause someone to make such a short-sighted, life-altering decision? I got one. It's called mental illness. Obviously, these people are young and they're being taken advantage of by these companies. But what's really driving their behavior is, despite being very attractive, these people are deeply insecure, which again is the result of them putting their personal value and how they're perceived by others on social media. What's very interesting is, since the advent of hyper-visual forms of social media like Instagram, As you can see, we've seen a pretty significant spike in the rates of plastic surgery. Actually, that's like a stock market volatility graph, but that's what came up when I Googled plastic surgery rates over time. So that's what you're getting. But as I've said before, I don't need a graph or a study to tell me what I can see with my own eyes. And what do I see? I see lots and lots of people getting lots and lots of plastic surgery. Now, obviously, these people in the macro are still a minority, but if we do some minor data cucking, we see that Americans spent $16.5 billion on plastic surgery in 2018. We see people destroying their teeth. We see people doing DIY lip fillers. We see young girls getting boob jobs and Botox treatments, young men taking SARMs and steroids so they can thought post with their shirts off. As you can see, there are people going to the absolute extremes to alleviate their insecurities and get themselves those sweet screen points. It's important to keep in mind that the people who seem to be constantly posting about themselves on social media for the approval of others, despite how attractive they may look, are often very insecure and mentally ill, and they're posting about themselves because they desperately need that external gratification from strangers. For some of these people, their obsession with their appearance gets so bad, and they get so much work done to become as perfect looking as possible, that they actually start approaching uncanny valley levels. Girls that, according to their own admission, have had like 3 nose jobs, 4 boob jobs, a couple part-time jobs. Stupid joke. But what almost makes it more disturbing is you see pictures of these girls before their 8 rounds of plastic surgery, and it's like, sweetheart, you were already pretty. But for some reason, they felt the need to subject themselves to all this work. So the question remains, why would somebody do that? I don't know. But all I'll say is, no one gets all this work done and just keeps it to themselves. They seem to be really looking for the approval of everybody else. So, if we have people developing mental illnesses from the use of social media and living their screen lives, mental illnesses that are, of course, taking them down a dark, self-destructive path of body modification, the ramifications of which they are not truly cognizant of because they're mentally ill, what should be done to stop all of this from happening? Because something obviously needs to be done. And I think if we could live in a world where the average person isn't deeply mentally ill, I think that would be preferable. Maybe even preferable. Let's not get too crazy though. But since social media addiction starts at a young age, and right now we have middle school age kids being exposed to this vanity-driven social media, that's a problem we gotta fix. See, when I was that old, I, for one, was not using the internet nearly as much, but I wasn't seeing e-girls dance. No, my entire internet usage consisted of watching Minecraft Let's Plays and watching Minecraft Herobrine conspiracy videos. And honestly, I'd say that I turned out pretty well, so maybe the internet should be restricted in a way so that kids are spending a lot less time watching e-girls dance and a lot more time watching and playing Minecraft. Now with Instagram, the issue is not as fundamental as TikTok. Instagram just needs some serious reform and censorship, the tyrannical control of which would probably be best executed by me. Now that's option 1. Option 2. Everyone probably has at least one of these items in their house. A mirror, a router, and a hammer. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to put those together, and then we're all going to meet outside. We're going to get back to business. We're all just going to pretend this weird internet stuff never happened. And if you disagree, it's probably because you want to keep doing the social media thing and because you want everyone to be sad and mentally ill. And honestly, bro, that's kind of messed up. Social media is no good. This is where I go ahead and I shamelessly plug my social media at Badanlaw on Instagram and Twitter. And this is where you like, comment, subscribe, and then do yourself and everyone else a favor and get off the internet.